So the night that it happened, just like in the same case that Brenda was talking about, this little boy hung himself in his
Mhm.
room because he wasn't allowed to go out. He did something naughty earlier in the day, and there was this big festival that everyone was going to in the evening, and it was a really, really big event. Everyone was really excited to go, and he, because he was being naughty, was made to stay at home, and his uncle was going to be at home. So he made his decision, because he wasn't able to get out of the house. He wasn't able to go to this event, and he had to be alone
with the abuser.
with the abuser. And it turned out this uncle, who's the abuser, he actually is in prison, because he had abused multiple children. But only about 20 years later, people came forward about their altercations with him. And I think there's a whole, just in Western society, like, sexuality is, on one hand, it's taboo to talk about sex. And then on the other hand, it's everywhere you look, and it's used to sell things. And we don't have these opportunities to talk about what is appropriate, what's inappropriate. And then we have that shame that Alistair was talking about, this shame that comes up because you might be feeling something inside you, but you don't know how to, or who is going to take you seriously, or who is going to listen. And unfortunately, that little boy didn't know how to articulate what was happening to him.
So many times when they come out and they say, this is what's happening to me, the parent's reaction is going to be, they wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
That person may have molested them when they were younger.
Yeah.
And yet they want to forget that, put that out of their mind, because they don't want to deal with that pain. They don't want to heal their own pain, but they will let their child deal with it.
And then it's also the shame of, the caregiver or the guardian having to say that this person who's in our family did this thing. And then it's like a whole, like, relationship dynamic. And, like, also we were in Australia in a Aboriginal community, and so there's, like, all of these dynamics around, respecting your elders, and don't talk badly about your elders, and that they are the wisdom, they are our providers of wisdom. And there's, like, this huge part of that's missing around talking about that, and obviously being believed, and actually having things being taken seriously. And also the way that, equipping children with vocabulary that they can use to express things, because a kid will often express things in a way that makes sense to them. Like,
That's why I wrote the book sometimes. And Natalia read. She's one of my, when I write a book, Natalia gets the first copy.
Yeah.
And that's why I did it, because we have kids 2 to 10 years old. They don't have the verbiage. They don't have those skills to say, excuse me, mother, may I have a dialogue with you? I'm being sexually, that's not going to happen, but they will act out. So
It's
if you see a
especially
child,
it's especially true of boys as well, because boys,
so
I
let's
mean,
teach them. Let's give
yeah.
them the tools. So in my books, that's what I do. I try to, let them express it through drawing, through, with their stuffed animals, through song, through dance, whatever. Let them express what they're feeling and
So
trust them.